you with intention of converting them to God. There's someone like Mary Slessor who stopped the killing of twins.
Yes.
I was born 1965 as a twin. You wouldn't have met me here if not Mary Slessor. They would have finished me. Yeah, since 30. There wouldn't have been any person wearing brown suits standing by. It's Mary Slessor that made it. They didn't finish me. And so many other people. You see, King James I of England is the one that translated the Bible from Hebrew, Aramaic, Greek to the authorized to English language that is called authorized version. That's born with a passion. Jimmy Carter has passed on at the age of 100 years. Jimmy is the ex-president of America. When he left the office in White House, he was still teaching in Sunday school. People fly 1 hour ahead of time to listen to him, Jimmy Carter. He loved children. Be bright. He's a lover of children and the youths. Be bright. He's making waves with it. That's the passion. Dr. Ben Carson, the most renowned pediatric neurosurgeon, he was a Negro, Black American, a dullard, but his mom made sure that he became something. And he's still teaching in the Sunday school department of Seventh-day Adventists, E.G. White. What are the qualities of a missionary? We need to know that. Qualities of a missionary. Number one, godly character. If you don't have a character, you are not in the ministry. Forget about the names that they may call you Archbishop, Archpope, Archdeacon, Archapostle, and even Archgod. You can arch it anyhow. When they finish arching you, you come to 1 Timothy chapter 3. Let's go there. 1 Timothy chapter 3. Let's see how a minister should behave. That's where you check your archdeaconry. 1 Timothy chapter 3 verse 1. This is a true saying. If a man or a woman or a boy or girl desire the office of a bishop, the word bishop means mature minister. It doesn't mean carrying a title. Bishop means an elder. In fact, some traditions say elder. So don't be carried away by this coat we are wearing. Bishop. He said he desired a good thing. So a mature Christian desires a good thing. What are the qualities? Verse 2. He must be blameless. This one you are fighting your compound. Every day that's settling quarrel. And it's even the imam that preaching the mosque settling you, and you are settling you and you are colleague in the same compound. Imam is saying, Kuna the Christian, two of you. He say, That's Imam is settling Christians who are missionaries. He said, husband of one wife will come to a stage where one wife is in old school. It's society that is current school. One wife is written there. Check it. One. They didn't say wife. One wife. This one people are changing wife as if they're changing handkerchief. Somebody will come to the church this morning. Praise God. I call it quits with Mary yesterday. I am now with Jezebel. They clap her voice. Quack, 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 quack. Is the senior pastor talking? I call it quits. Then after some time, he will say, praise God, Jezebel misbehaved. I'm now with Augusta. Let's put our hands together on Sunday morning. And the person announcing is the senior pastor of that same assembly. And people are saying, hey, who is the lucky child? The Bible says, husband of one wife. So you ask yourself, if you are married, how many wives do you have? You are the one to answer it. Vigilant, sober, of good behavior, giving to hospitality. Many men of God that are very hostile. They can't accommodate people. Once you change their idiosyncrasy or their pattern of life, they'll be hostile to you. Either by the language you speak or by your religious background or whatever. It's a hospitable, apt to teach. Apt to teach. You should be ready to teach. When we were in Bible school, a pastoral induction in Living Faith, one of the bishops told us that if you have opportunity to minister anywhere for 5 minutes and they didn't know you spoke, you say you didn't come. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Somebody came to our church, Chapel of Excellence, a pastor serving in a ministry. He came to do some pastoral work with us. I asked him to take a welcome word for about 5 minutes before I come up. He said I should have told him. He apt to teach. But we were having leadership empowerment summit, and he was with me. He came for, he's already a pastor full-time in another church, but he just came to visit me as a son. He came to help me do evangelism. So I said, we're having workers meeting today. Then when we started opening prayer, they were taking prayer, but I said, well, before I go up, just a word of 5 minutes before I come in. He said, Kai, I can't do it. He would have told me. They say, apt to teach. Apt to teach. You live ready, you don't get ready. As a minister of God, you don't get ready, you live ready. Not given to wine. There are some men of God, pastors, evangelists, children of God, who drink wine, alcohol. They have fridge in the bedroom that has 20% alcohol to burn it. But in the parlor, you see Mirinda, Fanta, Sprite, malt. But in the bedroom where it's only himself and the wife must not say it, otherwise he will be divorced. They will go and drink alcohol after Sunday service like this. They drink it. And tell that God said you should not be drunk, not that you shouldn't drink at all. So far it didn't fall inside gutter. They are saying not giving to wine, not greedy. I'm telling you where missionary is from your Bible. And it's this one, not that I quote you. That's why I've been reading with you. He said, not of fitting looking, greed of fitting looking. Some people collected money for politicians, voted them to power. They are suffering more than all of us. One that really wear his own house, having a children subject, not a novice, but one must have good report of them that are without. So these are the qualities of a Christian that is called a minister of the God. In other words, you must be holy. 2 Timothy 2:19 to 22. 2 Timothy 2:19. Let everyone that commit the name of the Lord depart from iniquity. Iniquity is whatever makes you to quit from God's presence. Iniquity. You quit from God's presence. 2 Timothy 2:19 to 22. He said there are vessels of honor, there are vessels of gold, vessels of silver, vessels of clay, vessels of wood, some to honor, some to dishonor. If a man will purge himself from this filthiness of his spirit and soul, he will not be vessel of honor unto good use. Romans 1:4, the Bible said that Jesus was empowered by the Spirit of holiness. Jesus was empowered by the Spirit of holiness. So the first quality of a Christian is good character. Second quality, must be firebrand. A minister must be a firebrand Christian. Otherwise, you missed it. Look at it, Hebrews chapter 1 verse 7. Hebrews chapter 1 and verse 7. It says, and of the angels he said, who maketh his angels spirit and his ministers flame of fire. Mini star, that's mini star, small star. Jesus is the great star, mega star. We are mini stars. And then he says you have flame of fire. So if you don't command fire, then is question. That means you are not doing what you're supposed to do. Leviticus 6:12 to 13. Leviticus 6:12 to 13. He said the fire under shall not be put out, shall ever be growing in it. Luke chapter 2:40, Jesus was strong in the spirit, commanding fire. I was privileged to pastor in Port Harcourt many years back, and one of my daughters came to see me. It's a married woman. She came with another married woman. Both of them came. So after seeing me, as she was going, she said, Daddy, won't you give me something? Give me a Bible now. So I gave her a Bible. And The second person that came with her said, hey, me too. Am I not your daughter? Give me back. So I gave. So they left my office. After some time, the one who followed my daughter called the other girl and said, who is that man we went to see in his office? He says, my pastor. And what again? He said, my pastor. And what again? Is my spiritual father. And what again? He said, what is your problem? What are you asking me? He said, that Bible gave us is emitting fire. Come and carry this fire. Carry this. It's burning around me. He said, come and take it. The other one, I'll tear it. She had to run to pick my Bible. But when I didn't pray over the Bible. They just said, give me. I gave. Now, the one, because I learned that she's a witch. He followed her. So, fire started burning. Some years back, before we started in Chapel of Prophecies, I was pastoring and my handbills were being spread in Wuseu, Jahi area, Warimpa. So, there were traffic jam, and they carried the handbill with my picture and dropped one of the ladies who was in traffic. And then it was on Sunday. Those two ladies came to church on invitation. As soon as I climbed the altar to preach, they left and they were driving with their jeep. Wow. They were running at the gate. They told the gate man, if you don't open the gate, we'll break you at the gate. So my daughter who gave them the handbill ran after them. I said, what's the problem? He said, you're a very stupid, wicked person. Like that, telling my daughter. That man is the man that caused our problem. Because these girls are international prostitutes. One of them from Ethiopia, the other one from another country. He said, when that flyer touched our child, we called the man we were going to meet. He started a business. And it cost them 5 million to produce the child. So they had to go back to Niger Republic. Because flyer touched their child. I'm talking about carrying fire. That the minister should be a flame of fire. As a sinner shouldn't come around you, I wouldn't know that he made somebody.
That's right.
That what makes you a minister. Again, it's not by wearing suit or abana and carrying big names. You know, at times your head will be bigger than your neck because of the name you are carrying. So those people, they say, he said, that's the man. When the leader came to, that's the man. Because my picture was there. That's the man that ruined our child. They had to be living, running, and warn my daughter never to, because they have been coming to church. I don't know what happened that day. He said, take us to another church, but not that man is wicked. He ruined our child. So if people sit on your seat after you are left and there is no impact, you have to work on yourself. So you must be carrying fire about. And then number 3, you must be a learner. If you are not a learner, you won't go too far. In being a man of God, you must be a learner. Learn. Matthew 11:28-30. Jesus said, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Come and learn of me. I am meek and lowly in heart. That's Jesus. And in Luke chapter 2:52, Jesus increased in wisdom, mental maturity, and in stature, physical maturity, favor with God, spiritual maturity, favor with man, social relevance. Some people are heavily minded, earthly useless. They are socially irrelevant. Some people can't relate to. In the name of we are speaking in tongues. They can't even live with their wife. They can't live with their children. They can't live with their neighbors. We are going to heaven. Okay, go to heaven. Now what are you doing? The earlier you go, the better. So you need to learn. As a minister, be a learner. When I was told I was bringing this message today, if you know how many books I've contracted before coming here to say.
Wow.
Oh, okay. You think I prepared the same before you came? It's after you can have to. Including reading Kenneth Copeland's book, Excellence in Ministry. I have to read it. To preach on faith too. The topic is faith. We are talking about learning. Otherwise, you will be saying, as I was saying, because I have nothing else to say. Jesus was a learner. If you look at Luke chapter 2, verse 42, the Bible says at the age of 12 years, he was learning with doctors, PhD holders, asking them question and hearing from them. That's Jesus, the creator of the world. He was in school of ministry for 18 years. From age 12 to age 30, he started his ministry at 30 years. He was learning from 12 to that. That's 18 years, school of ministry. Some of us don't, like they ask you to, that it's not only you they invited to come, but see the few here. Others are there wearing jumper about. But they want their church to grow, they want ministry part. But come and learn. No. What are they going to teach? I've gone through Wobi, I've gone through School of Ministry in Dunamis, I've gone to the one of Ipiomi, I've gone to Remek and Hagen. What else do they teach? So pride, I said to you, once you reach a level where you can no longer learn, you are all done that. Obituary is not until they lay you to the grave. That's obituary. So he was learning. Verse 46, his children were looking for him. His parents. Then 49 said, must you not know I must be about my father's business? So he entered his father's business by learning. That's the creator of the world, learning from the people he created. The creator of the world sitting down to listen to people he formed from clay. That's why Jesus is the meekest human being on earth. He said, come and learn of me. I am meek. Because if you are not meek, you can't learn. If you are not meek, you can't learn. By the time they invite someone to come and preach, as soon as you see walking out, I know this man, I can do better. Somebody went for interview in a church. The man of God who invited him asked him that they will interview him after service. So the man of God sat down and kept him close to himself and brought other men of God and asked one of his associates to preach that day. It was a midweek service. And when the message was going on, this man, as he came for interview, tapped the man of God, the general overseer. Excuse me, is that the message going on? He said, yes. He did. So the man of God asked, why are you doing that? I would have done better if I'm the one that is preaching. I would have done better. He's here to be interviewed. The person preaching has been interviewed, a staff. Is the one preaching. The one that came for interview is telling the general overseer, hi, is that the message for today? Say yes. So that one was now pacifying him. Don't worry, just enter it. So after the service, other senior ministers went to meet the general overseer. Let's interview this man. He said we interviewed him during service. The interview has been done. Yes. Which other interview are you doing? Somebody here to be interviewed, now judging the people that are already ahead of him. Say, is that the message going on? If that's the message, Kai, you would have asked me to preach. So, they will say, come down. Because he was boiling. Hey, is it the message? The interview was done already. You don't waste your time interviewing a dog. What kind of interview is that? So what I'm saying is that many people can learn. Many people can learn. At times I have a problem before me. I'll call my children, including the last one. What do you think about this? And as they're making suggestion, I'm recording it. After that, I ask my wife. As they're making suggestion, I'm recording it. Then even my mother, before she went to be with the Lord, who is an illiterate, I asked her a question. Mommy, what do I do concerning this? I thought I will be 60 years by August 4. And I still was consulting. I still consult tomorrow. That's Lennon. That's what I'm talking about. My daughter wedded last 2 years. Is now in UK with her husband. And before, when she presented the person to marry her, I carried her to go and meet my spiritual father, Bishop Abiole. I said, find out whether this person is qualified to go. After I've checked too, I still needed a second check. That is at my level. I said I will be 60 years by August 4 this year. I still need someone to help me to. But other people, once he managed to finish OND, you can't talk to him again. I'm a man of myself. I'm a man, especially if you can buy Indomie with the 2 eggs. Abba, he's now in heaven. No person can talk. So if you are a minister of God, you must be ready to learn. Do you know in Numbers chapter 12 verse 3, Numbers 12:3, the Bible said that Moses is the meekest on earth. Do you know why? He was able to listen to his father-in-law who was a native doctor. You know, the father-in-law of Moses was a native doctor, Jethro. He wasn't a Jew. He was worshiping idols. It was the father-in-law that said, if you continue like this, my daughter will be a widow. The spirit in you distribute it to elders to do division of labor. It was Jethro that called Moses, said, the way you are working, you will soon query, and my daughter will be a widow. Distribute responsibilities. And he now called 70 elders and distributed his spirit, delegated them, brought Joshua too close. That's how he was able to fulfill ministry, because he listened to his father-in-law, who was a native doctor. And not announcing you should not go to native doctors to listen, because people will carry one message, one leg, they go. I didn't say you should not go to the bush and go to the Nigeria program and say they have told us that native doctors can give cancer. That's not what I'm saying. Because I'm talking to men of God who should have understanding and know what I'm talking about. Somebody will not just carry me and say they told us in that way that we are free to be native doctors. What we are saying is this, that the spirituality of Moses is so high, yet he could listen to an unbeliever. That is the same evidence. And still know that when your wife is speaking nonsense, take the sense and leave the no from the nonsense. Nonsense is a compound word. The sense, there's none. So take the sense out of the nonsense and leave the none for the person. Nonsense. 2 words. Pick sense from the nonsense.